What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with some breaking news regarding the Division 2. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But all of this information and more is on my Twitter page, X if you nasty. So follow me over here at Kamikazevondoom for anything Division related before I make a YouTube video. But this was just posted by the devs just a few minutes ago. Now, I was working on my recap video, and they seem to have already done a full recap for us. So what we'll do is we'll do this entire recap, then I'll show you the trailer, what the devs have said, and then we will get on our merry way because I still have other videos to go through today as well. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So this is from at the Division Game, and it says, "It's almost time, agents. Season Crossroads and Battle for Brooklyn DLC will both go live tomorrow. Are you ready for what's next? Check out the full overview." Here we go. All right, all loaded up here on the Ubisoft website page, and this is the Division Crossroads, and I am loving this nice little graphic here. I like it a lot. Now, let's go down to the summary or the little overview here. Now, Crossroads, this is the new season for Year 7, Season 1. Crossroads will give the agents an opportunity to uncover the truth behind Sokolova's plans. Now, as the Division finds himself in a race against time and the Black Tusk. Now that Schaefer has recovered from his coma, you guys remember Schaefer from way back in like Season 4. Well, he's back now. He's finally woken up from Kelso. Now, it says here, now that Barton Schaefer has recovered from his coma, the Division learns of a deep cover asset embedded within the Sokolov concern. This logistics manager, okay, so the new deep cover asset is a logistics manager, okay. This logistics manager was meant to be extracted after the events of Coney Island, but time is running out. If Sokolova uncovers his true loyalty, she won't hesitate to eliminate him. Grab a mug of Kerman's finest and let's break down everything in the new Crossroads. So this is pretty cool. So we did learn that Kelso woke up Schaefer at the end of Year 6. That was a few weeks ago. So he is up, and it sounds like he's talking to the Division, and I guess we're good with Keener now. We're also good with Kelso now. And we're learning that there is a deep cover asset that is still there under Natalia Sokolova. Now, this logistics manager, I guess we're going to extract that person from the Black Tusk this season. That's going to be pretty cool. All right. Table of contents. We have the Battle for Brooklyn DLC information, new modifiers, new scout changes, which is very important here. We do have new scout changes. New seasonal changes, which is another big one that we need to talk about. New gear, weapons, and talents. New Master Climax mission. And there will be a new way of unlocking that Master Climax mission, so we'll talk about that as well. Player onboarding improvements. They did make changes to the shepherding system and endorsing people. Quality of life changes, the seasonal pass, and one-time offer. So first up, we have the Battle for Brooklyn DLC and another cool art piece. Now, it says here that while Crossroads is at the heart of this update, the biggest addition is the launch of our new DLC, Battle for Brooklyn. Set in the post-pandemic New York City, during fall, this campaign takes agents to the streets of Brooklyn Heights and Dumbo to face the growing threat of the Purple Flame. Now, the Purple Flame is a new type of status from the Cleaners. So they have the normal fire, but then they're also going to have this Purple Flame. And that is going to be new this season. It says here that featuring new enemies, unlockable skills, remember there are 2 smart cover skills, and the exclusive Catalyst Exotic Mask, Battle for Brooklyn lays the foundation for what's next in the Division 2. The DLC officially launches on May the 27th, which is tomorrow, with access granted after maintenance concludes. Now, here is the overview of the new seasonal modifiers. So we have the new global modifier, hardcore. Now, this is going to be um, based off of your core attributes on your build. So this season, year 7, season 1, the modifiers are going to be very build based. Meaning, if you're running a skill build, you're going to get an amazing skill build. If you're running a tank build, you're going to have an amazing tank build, so on and so forth. Like, this is going to be a very, very fun set of modifiers to use this season. Now, let's jump down to the nitty gritty. So, starting with the global modifier. Now, remember, the global modifier is on for everybody during the season. You do have to deactivate it if you don't want to use it. Now, it says here that the global modifier, this season's global modifier is hardcore, bringing new build-focused bonuses for yourself and your allies that grow based on your gear cores. And it increases even further upon defeating enemies with certain countermeasures. So, for example, if you are increasing your DPS, you'll shoot the enemies with the red symbol over their head. If you want to increase your stamina, you would shoot the enemies with the blue indicator over their head. If you want to increase your skill or your skill efficiency, what have you, you would shoot the enemies with the yellow indicator over their head. And those are the hostile countermeasures that they're talking about. Now, it says here that you will gain 3 attributes: firearm, stamina, and electronics, like I just said. Each bonus scales with the current attribute tier. So remember, if you're running all reds, whenever you shoot a blue enemy, that'll be your first stamina bar. If you're running all blues and you shoot a yellow enemy, that will be your first yellow bar, and so on and so forth. So you can basically create your own God mode build. If you were to run, like, say, 2 core attributes of each, and then started that way and then progressed, you could have full tiers of blue, red, and yellow. It's going to be very powerful. Here, let me explain. So the firearms, right? So this will increase the crit chance cap for the entire season. Now, I made a video prior showing that this will give you the opportunity of getting 110% crit chance. Crazy. But it does, it works, and it's amazing. Every shot you do is a crit hit, and it's because of this modifier. It's really cool. For the stamina, you'll gain bonus armor for the more damage you take. So it'll take away from your normal armor, and then it'll give you bonus armor based off of that. Pretty cool. And the electronics, every time a skill is used, the cooldown is reduced. So this will definitely help out those skill builds to where you could have like unlimited turret drone builds or something like that. Really cool. So more crit chance, more bonus armor, and more skill cooldown. Those are going to be your 3 big bonuses for the global modifier. So that'll make it to where your DPS build is critting the entire time. That would mean that your tank build is gaining bonus armor the entire time. And that would pretty much guarantee that your cooldowns are going to be extremely quicker for all of those skill builds. Pretty cool. Now, they even break it down here to where it shows that you'll be able to get 10% crit chance over cap. You'll be able to get, what is that, 3.5, boop, ba-doop, ba-doop. So, wow. I mean, we're getting a lot here. Okay, all right. So the big ticket item here is what happens when you max out those global modifiers, right? So it says here, tier 5 with the extra effect. On top of getting that crit chance, it will automatically refill your ammo, including signature ammo. For the stamina, if you max out the stamina, you'll get all of that bonus armor, plus all of your armor kits will be refilled. And whenever you reach tier 5 and max that out for your global modifier, it will then reset all of your skill cooldowns. So again, this modifier system is going to be really, really powerful this season. Really cool. Now, they do stress here that each gear core will add to that baseline score, so your builds will matter. and then you will have to kill an enemy that is marked with that specific type, either firearm, stamina, or electronics, to gain that bonus. Next up, we have active modifiers. Now, active modifiers will help out the global modifier. Now, they did change this a little bit, so here we go. Notepads out. This season introduces 5 active modifiers, not 3. This season's a little different. We get 5. Designed to consume your current score bonus in exchange for powerful temporary boosts. While they work best when coordinated with a team, solo players will also benefit significantly from their effects. Additionally, passive modifier values are doubled for the full duration of any active modifier. So whenever you pop an active modifier, your passive modifiers are doubled for the full duration. That's crazy because we haven't even talked about these things yet, and they're very powerful. All right, so back to the active modifiers. So there are 5 total, but again, you can only equip 1 at a time. Now, the trick here is that there's actually only 3 different ones. We have Broken Link, Target Rich Environment, and then the different links. Now, what do I mean by that? There's Assault Link, Security Link, and Tech Link. These are similar to Division 1 alternates. You guys remember popping alts back in Division 1 days? This is pretty much the same thing, but they're acting as if they are active modifiers. So you have a red tactical link that you could pop, you have a security link that you can pop, or a defensive link, and then you'll have a tech link or a skill-based link to pop. So 5 total. First one, Broken Link. On activation, it will freeze all of your attributes at their current score and double the values of each current bonus offered by those scores. So this is where you start to get from that like 60, 70 crit chance all the way up to the 110, is because now you're starting to double these values, and instead of getting 10% or 20% higher, you're going to start to get 30 and 40% higher. So doubling your values of your current attribute respective tiers. So say you're at a tier 5 and then you hit this Broken Link, it can double all of those values. And that's what I mean, like right here, that 10 would be a 20, 3.5 would be a 7, and then the 22.5 would be 45%. I mean, this is going to get crazy, and that's just the first active modifier. The next one is called Target Rich Environment. So on activation, 3 different enemies, or three unmarked targets within 35 meters will then become marked. So these are 3 random enemies, and for 15 seconds, if you kill or assist in a kill with any of those, you get a ×2 attribute score multiplier. After 15 seconds are up, it will freeze all of your current attributes, and all of those bonuses will be multiplied by 4. See, this is where multiplied by 4. That one's crazy. So at this point, you could kill those enemies, get up to max tier, and then as soon as the 15 seconds are up, it is then multiplied by 4. Yeah, that's going to get crazy. So the Assault Link, remember there's 3 of these: Assault Link, Security Link, and Tech Link. So it's red, blue, and yellow. So for the red one, Assault Link, on activation, the player's firearm score is set to 5 automatically, which is pretty cool. Allies within 25 meters will be granted a firearm score bonus, and the players will then gain 0.5% or plus 5% weapon damage for every non-red core equipped. So, for example, if I am running this link and I pop it with my friends, if my friends are running, say, like a full tank build or full skill build, what have you, all of those core attributes that aren't red automatically give them weapon damage. So that's super powerful. Not only that, but then the person using it, their firearms goes to tier 5 immediately. So this is going to be extremely strong for PvE. Now, next is the security link. This is the blue stamina, right? So same thing as the assault link, just for blue cores. So it says on activation, the player's stamina set will be set to tier 5, and then all allies within 25 meters will receive 60k extra armor for every non-blue core equipped. So this one, you have someone with like a all blue build, they have the security link, they pop it, and then say your friend is a DPS build or your friend's a skill build. They then get all of this, extra armor on top. Next up, we have the tech link, and I know you've probably guessed it by now, with this one being red, this one blue. This is your yellow, so everything electronics or skill build. Now it says that the tech link on activation, the player's electronic score will be set to 5. And then all allies within 25 meters will be granted a electronic score bonus, and they will get plus 10 skill efficiency for every non-core equipped, which is really strong. Like, say your friend is wearing an all blue build, right, with like a defender drone. If you pop this, it would then give them a electronic score boost, but then also give them all that skill efficiency, which would make that defender drone even stronger. This is all really good and like this is I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I got a big smile on my face. It's going to be a good one. We have a good week ahead of us. Next up, we have passive modifiers. So this season's passive modifiers are directly tied to your current attribute tiers. So for passive modifiers to be activated, you need to have one or more of those attributes as a minimum tier. If you drop below those required tiers, the bonus will then become inactive. What? So say you're running a firearms tier passive, but you're running an all blue build, that wouldn't even work until you actually reach the right level. Okay. I mean, at the same time, though, that could be really strong because you're going to gain those tiers no matter what. So you could really be specific with which passive modifiers you choose, knowing that as soon as you gain that tier, you would have it unlocked. I mean, that could be very powerful. Let's read through these. So remember, these passive modifiers, you can have 3 of them on your character at once. So I know that the modifiers are a lot of information. So the global modifier for everybody, it will forever be on, right? So there's your global modifier. The active modifier, you'll only be able to have 1 at a time. The hostile modifiers will be on at all times, and you will be able to equip 3 passive modifiers to help out your build. So going back to these passive modifiers, again, they will not work unless you have the tier active. Uh-oh. Swerve. I just went right back into the game. Hold up. Starting with the first one, it's called Loaded Up. So 25% of your crit chance is added as crit damage while at max tiers for firearms. So you would have to be at least tier 5 in firearms for that to work. But even then, 25% of your crit chance is added as crit damage. That's super strong. Next up, we have Specialized. So it says here that your signature weapon damage is boosted by 10% for each firearms tier. Pretty cool. This could really help out with, like, say, those TAC 50 builds where you want to one-shot, enemies. You could easily have that, and your one-shot TAC 50 will be even more of a one-shot. Next up, we have Extra Padding. Gain 5% protection from elites. Okay. Per blue core while at max tier stamina. Okay, so that's the thing. So it's 5% per blue core, which is what, a max of 6, right? Max of 5, so 25% protection from elites, because the tiers only go up to 5 and then 5 plus. So that's a max of 25% protection from elites. That'll be really good for those legendary builds and those players doing legendary content. Very strong. Next up, we have Safety First. So your hazard protection is increased by 7.5% for each stamina tier. Really strong. especially with all the cleaners and everything in the Brooklyn DLC. I know a lot of people have been asking about hazard protection, so we're going to have to talk about that as soon as the DLC launches. Following that, we have hands on. While at max electronics, 50% of your skill haste is added as skill damage. Again, super strong, but it says while at max electronics. So just remember that for all of these, you have to either be at a few tiers for it to work, or you have to be at max, which is 5 tiers. Next up, we have interference blocker. So disrupt resistance is up by 10% for each electronics tier. Following that, we have the best kind of defense. While at least tier 3 in both firearms and stamina, you gain headshot damage for every 100k armor you have. Man, this is super strong. That is promoting a armor regeneration headshot build. Very strong. That would work, especially with the bighorn. I mean, that's good. I like it. Next up, we have supportive. While at least 3 tier for stamina and electronics, it increases your outgoing and incoming repairs by 25%. At least 3 in stamina and electronics. That could work very well with your hybrid builds, especially if you are using something like the Catharsis. That could work as well, because that one also gives you the incoming repairs, and then you could just put on like a Mender Seeker or something. Man, the different builds that are coming out of this are going to be insane. Following that, we have tech upgrades. While at least tier 3 for firearms and electronics, your skill duration will go up by your current crit hit damage value. So your crit hit damage will then go to your skill duration. That one's kind of confusing, but I mean, I guess that could work with, like, say, your turret drone builds. You know what I mean? But those aren't bad. Last two, we have multitasker. While at tier 5 in all attributes, you receive weapon damage, armor, and a skill tier. This is very strong. I will probably be running that one for sure, because as soon as you max out in your tiers, you get all of these extra bonuses. That's very, very powerful. A skill tier, extra armor, and weapon damage. I mean, not bad. And finally, for the good old passive modifiers, we have a tier a day. For each tier in any attribute, you gain health. All right, not too shabby. Following that, we have hostile countermeasures. So this is going to be the indicator over the NPC's head. So whenever you're about to fight an enemy, you'll see that mark over their head. So it says here that this season, there will be 3 different hostile modifiers, and they will all be color marked. So enemies spawn with 1, 2, or 3 marks at once. So one enemy could have all 3 marks, if you're lucky. Now it says here, but they cannot gain the same mark twice. Marks are directly tied to the global modifier and the attribute score system. So it says here that enemies with a firearms mark, you will then receive 15% damage, or they will have 15% damage and movement speed. But once you take them out, you receive a firearms boost. For stamina marked enemies, that will mean they will have overheal, and their crit hit damage is reduced from the agent. So if you're shooting them, they'll have overheal, and you're hitting them with less crit. That's pretty powerful, but remember, once you take them out, you get that stamina boost. And then finally, the enemies with the yellow indicator over their head, or the electronics mark, these marked enemies will take 33% less damage from skills and 33% less damage to their weak points. While their gadgets are deployed, they take 33% less damage as well. Pretty crazy. Now it says here that enemies cannot receive the same mark more than once, but they can carry up to 3 different marks at the same time. So once you take out that enemy, that's it. You know, if it has all 3, you get a little boost to all 3. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now it says here that we will also have rewards for taking out these marked enemies. So, killing a marked enemy will give you a skill point towards that attribute. Assisting will grant you score points per relevant attribute when the enemy dies. Skill kills will count as assists, not kills. And skill based assists will not count at all. So basically, you either need to kill the enemy or assist in killing the enemy. And if you're using a skill build, you're going to get less boosts the entire time. That's it's okay. I mean, that's actually a really good system to have, and it promotes you to run and gun with your weapons. Not bad. Not bad at all. I like it. I like it a lot. Next up, we have the Manhunt Scouts. So this is the new Manhunt Scout system that we will have this year in Year 7, Season 1. And remember that the new Scout system is going to be not shorter, but you're going to be able to complete less to go to the climax mission. Because now what they are doing is they will have high valued targets during the scouts, and every few weeks you'll get a high value target. As long as you just take out those high value targets, you will be able to unlock the climax mission. So let's see what the devs have to say about that part. It says that during Crossroads, you will have a new Manhunt Scouts that will continue to be released weekly. But there's no longer a requirement to complete them in a fixed order. This season, only 2 scout missions designated as a high-value target are required to access the climax mission. So out of the entire season, you will just have to take out 2 of these high-value targets, and if you do that, you will unlock the climax mission. Not bad. These missions are critical for gathering intel and progressing through the manhunt. The rest can be completed in any order or skipped entirely. Prioritize accordingly, agent. Really cool. So you could wait the entire season and just take out the HVTs, the high value targets, and you'd be good to go. They're letting you choose. So if you miss a week, you can go back to that week, or you can play the current week. If you miss 3 weeks, you could, skip them all. It doesn't matter. That's a really, really good change to the scout system and our weekly grind for the Division 2. Really good stuff. Next up, we have the Seasonal Journey. We're introducing several updates aimed to making the seasonal journey more flexible and rewarding. So Seasonal Journey missions 4, 5, and 6 will now be unlocked simultaneously after finishing mission 3. So remember, with the journeys, right? So it was 1 to 7, and then once you completed 7, you got the mask, right? The way they're doing it now is that once the game is updated tomorrow, we will have access to 1, 2, and 3. You only have to do 3, and once you finish 3, it will unlock 4, 5, and 6 at the same time. And then once you complete those, you will go to 7 and get your mask. Pretty cool. Now, this is also the way of getting all of your modifiers, and the seasonal journey, like they said, will be able to be completed and unlocked from your team. I keep jumping over to the game. I think it's my new controller. Okay. Now, it says here that each mission is themed around a specific attribute, so firearm, stamina, and electronics. So you'll have a seasonal journey mission focused purely on firearms, purely on stamina, and purely on electronics. Pretty cool. Now, it says here that passive modifiers are no longer unlocked by completing entire missions. Instead, they are tied to specific objectives within mission 4 through 7. So that's how you'd get all of those modifiers. Got it. So 4 through 7, and then that would mean that 3, 4, and 5 would give you all of the active modifiers. Now, it says here that missions 4 through 6, the first 2 objectives in each, unlock their respective attribute-based passive modifiers. Mission number 6, though, will unlock hybrid passive modifiers. Okay. Active modifiers will continue to be unlocked by completing at least 6 out of the 8 mission objectives for Journey Missions 3 through 6. Broken Link will be granted automatically alongside the global modifier, so we'll actually have one active modifier given to us day one. Okay, interesting. Additional active modifiers are rewarded based on the total objectives completed within each mission. And finally, mission number 7 will become available once you've earned at least 4 passive modifiers from missions 4 through 6. Interesting. So the way that they start the journeys is different. The way that you complete the journeys is different. And the way that you get to Journey Mission 7 is different. This is a completely different game. I'm loving it. This new structure will allow for a more gradual and customizable progression, giving you the freedom to unlock passive and active modifiers in the order that best suits your build and playstyle. Very cool. And that is everything on the Manhunt and the Journey. So remember, the Manhunt, you will not have to complete everything. You will just have to complete those high-valued targets, and then you'll be good to go. For the Seasonal Journey, you can do this with your friends. Day 1 will unlock Mission 3. As soon as you finish Mission 3, you will get 4, 5, and 6 at the same time. And then by unlocking your passive modifiers, you will then unlock mission number 7. Very cool. This will be very, very fun for the community. All right. Next up, we have gear, weapons, and talents. Gear up for a new build opportunity. This season will bring in new named weapons, new talents, and new gear set and brand sets. Exotic enthusiasts have plenty to choose from as well, with a new exotic holster, a new exclusive exotic mask, and the return of the exotic RPK, the Pakhan. You'll want to make room for these in your loadouts. Now, first up, we have the Pakhan, right? So here is the Division 1 LMG that's making its way back to the Division 2. Very cool. Now, they did change this, so here's the changes. Each kill with this weapon will grant 75% magazine size. That is a 25% increase from what they just had in the PTS. It was 50 and now it's 75. Big, big buff. And that says it's up to 4 stacks. Holy moly. So that's 300% magazine size. It was only 200% for the buff during the PTS, so they increased that a whole 100%. Wow, that's going to be really strong. Holy moly. On top of that, they changed the weapon mods. So now the weapon mods are reload speed, weapon damage, crit chance, and more magazine size. That's crazy. This is going to be a very, very strong exotic LMG. Super excited. Next up, we have the exotic gear coming to the game. First of those is the Nimble Holster. So here's what the Nimble Holster looks like. Remember, this is also another exotic coming from the Division 1. The difference here is that this is an exotic for Division 2, where in the Division 1, this was a holster talent. So they did change that a little bit, but it still has all the same feels. Because check this out. The Nimble Holster is an exotic holster with the talent Bob and Weave. For PvE, you will receive 5% repairs for every 1 meter you run cover to cover. Damage to taken is also healed over 10 seconds. For PvP, they did mark it down, so it's 3% repairs for every 1 meter that you do cover to cover, and damage taken will be healed. Now, this is a red core red core exotic, so it'll come with weapon damage, crit chance, and crit damage. Pretty cool. Next up, we have the new gear. So for the new gear set, it's called the Measured Assembly, and this is their version of the Final Measure gear set. So it says here that the 2-piece will give you skill haste, the 3-piece will give you repair skills and explosive resistance, where that 4-piece will give you the talent huddle. So this is where stuff starts to get pretty fun. So it says here that you receive a +1 skill tier for every ally agent that is within range of your hive. Doesn't say smart cover, but just hive. Now, while at tier 6 and having at least one ally in the range of your hive, or I think that's supposed to say or smart cover for 4 seconds, you will then be granted overcharge. Not only that, but mortars and any enemy skills that enter the range of your smart cover or hive will then be destroyed every 10 seconds. Ooh. And the cooldown is 20% faster for every ally that's within range of your hive and smart cover. Man, 20% faster. So if it's at 10%, right? So that's 2 seconds for every allied agent. So you could have what, a 4-second cooldown? That's really good. So what they did from the PTS to now is they changed this cooldown to where now it's so low that this is actually final measure from Division 1. Like, you're going to be able to take out skills and everything. Like, remember Division 1, it was grenades. Well, this one, it's skills. Same thing. So if they're throwing they're throwing any sort of skills at you or mortars or anything, and it's within your hive or your smart cover, it'll automatically be destroyed. So think of it this way. If you're say a healer build with this set, right? And you have one person in cover with you. If you drop your healing hive right there, you automatically have one ally within range of your hive. Say the other 2 teammates want to go forward, right? You could then shoot smart cover forward, have your 2 allies in that smart cover while the other ally is with you in the hive, and then you'll have this maxed out at all times. That's very strong, and you'd be granted overcharge because the smart cover skills when you're on overcharge are amazing. We haven't even gotten to the skills yet. This is so much information, but it's really good information. I'm really enjoying this. Okay. So the chest piece will decrease the cooldown from 40 to 25. Now that's for the overcharge. So then you could have a faster overcharge, which isn't a big deal unless you are using that smart cover a lot. If you're using the smart cover a lot, you could really benefit from the overcharge because those smart covers are going to give you armor, they're going to give you damage to targets at a cover, they're going to give you the whole 9. So using this gear set will definitely work. Dude, this is going to be a really fun season. And the backpack talent is called Smart Cooperation, and it will decrease the cooldown of destroying enemy mortars and skills on from 10 to 1. Oh, shit. Yo, oh my god. Final measure is back, everybody. That's a big change from the PTS to now. That is a big, big change because now the cooldown would be 1 second. So that means every time they throw skills or mortars or anything within a hive or smart cover, it's destroyed automatically. That's really good. Wow. Wow. That's a really good gear set. Yeah, clap for that one. That's a really good gear set. Now, as far as the brand set goes, the brand set is called Eminence Armaments. And the 1 piece for the new brand set will give you weapon damage. The 2 piece will give you increased threat. And then the 3 piece will give you 60% pistol damage. Now, the named backpack will give you perfect leadership. And this one works really, really well with the new nimble holster. I did a build video on that this morning, and it works like a charm. Putting the nimble with perfect leadership is perfect. I love it so much because check this out. Performing a cover-to-cover will grant 20% of your armor as bonus armor to you and your allies, and this is tripled if you end that cover-to-cover close to an enemy. It's really cool. It's really, really powerful. And finally, we have the Eminence Armaments named knee pads called Cloaked. And this one will give you reduced threat. So we are getting increased threat, and we're getting a named attribute on the knee pads with reduced threat. Very interesting. Players can obtain the new gear set through seasonal caches or by progressing through the final 3 chapters of the seasonal journey or just exploring the open world. It can also be farmed through targeted loot. And if you're looking at trying to complete your set, remember that blueprints will also be available exclusively through the seasonal journey. Pretty cool. So that was the gear set and the brand set. Man, it's a lot. I need to, hold on, let me drink some coffee. This is a lot of information, but it's good information. Next up, we have our weapons. New named weapons and new weapon talent. So first up, we have our new named Mark 16. So it's a SOCOM MK16, and it's called the LUD. So the LUD will come out with perfect streamline, and they did change streamline completely. So this was 87%. They dropped it down to 47. And the normal version is 42. So it was 87 and 80, and now it's 47 and 42, just so everyone knows. It's not as big of a meta as it was beforehand, but this is still going to be very, very powerful. I keep jumping over. I think it's my new controller. All right. So the SOCOM MK16 will come with perfect streamline. So will the new named converted SMG9 called the Purist. Now, both of these, perfect streamline, it'll be 47% in PvE and only 37% in PvP. And then finally, we have the normal weapon talent called Streamline. Now, this one, 42% in PvE and 32% in PvP. Now, remember the normal, this one, the normal one with the 32%, that's going to be the one we're going to be able to use in PvP, utilizing the Alpha Bridge mask whenever that climax mission comes out. Speaking of which, here is the information about the climax mission and the new mask. Look at this. Alpha Bridge. It says it right there. Look at that. I love it so much. This is your Alpha Bridge mask. Now, first, let's talk about the Master Climax mission. So, successfully completing the Master Climax mission for the first time will guarantee players the exotic mask, the Tinkerer, but that's only on Master difficulty. Now, while completing the Climax mission on Master guarantees the mask, it can also drop on any difficulty, just with lower chances. The higher the difficulty, the better your odds. So you could do this on normal, but you'd have a better chance at heroic, and you'd have a guaranteed chance at master. Now let's talk about this exotic mask, because this thing I was talking about quite a bit during the PTS because it is an amazing mask. Alpha Bridge is back, and it's a lot of fun. So here, let me explain it. So this mask is called the Tinkerer, and it will come with the talent Abridged. So Alpha Bridge Abridged. And it says here that if your primary and secondary weapon are not exotic or named items, but they are of the same type, the talents can go from the secondary weapon to the primary weapon. Now, you can't stack the same talent twice, but you can stack 2 different normal talents. So Preservation Optimist, Optimist Flatline, Flatline Strained, Strain, the list goes on. Strained, Measured, forever. So you can use this with any normal weapon talent and any normal weapon. No named weapons and no exotics. But everything else is fair game. Pretty cool. Now, going to the last few bits here, we have the player onboarding improvements. We're making it easier for new agents to learn the ropes and hit the ground running with 2 onboarding features. milestone builds, and the new level 40 boost. Milestone builds. Now, milestone builds are designed to help new players understand the basics of build making through guided progression. So you get a cache at level 8, level 15, level 25, and level 35. Pretty cool. Now, we already showed a video on the level 35 milestone build cache, so that's pretty cool that that is coming back. Now, it says here that each cache will include a strong weapon and gear pieces to work well with it. I remember that the level 35 cache gave us a skill build with the capacitor, so it was pretty cool. Now, it says here that that will encourage players to experiment with synergy and loadout structure. Equipping the gear triggers quick explanations that highlight how the pieces work. Pretty cool. So you get the cache at level 8, 15, 25, and 35. Whenever you get that cache, you can either open it or equip it. And if you equip it, it will then give you highlights on how those pieces work. Pretty cool. Quality of life changes. First with the progression and objectives. Seasonal journey objectives can now be progressed while doing this in co-op. So this is going to be a completely different change for seasonal journeys. So we can do everything with our friends now, no matter what. Also, seasonal XP rewards for all living world activities, main missions, and game modes have been increased by 85%. So we're going to be able to get those seasonal levels pretty quick. Nice. As far as scavenging points, this is a big hitter within the community. So it says here that this season we're updating how scavenging points work to create a more balanced and account-friendly system. Scavenging points are now shared across all characters on your account. Hardcore characters will have a different pool. The shared pools will become available once a character unlocks the shared watch. And on first login, the available pool will be set to match the maximum amount earned by a single character on that account. From then on, any use of these points will draw from the same account no matter what. So if you're on your 4th account, 3rd account, what have you, you'll still be accessing the same scavenging points. So it won't be different anymore. To support this change, we have now tripled the resource rewards earned by those scavenging points, and this will ensure a better value and smoother progression. So now e-credits, you'll get just, 34, wow. That's a big jump. Ceramics is 300, polycarbonate's 300 all across the board. Carbon fiber to titanium is 225, printer filaments now 45, shade calibrations 3, and field recon 6. Pretty cool. We understand that this is a big shift, and that's why you'll receive a one-time grant of 100% of your previously earned scavenging points. That one character will get based on your shade level, and you can spend them freely with the new system. Pretty cool. Next up, we have a brand new level 40 boost. So the new level 40 boost will offer a faster path to the end game. So this will instantly level you up to level 40 and provide a full set of level 40 gear. That's different. Okay. A full set of gear. Okay. It can be purchased individually per character, as it is also automatically granted to anyone that owns the DLC. So from then on, any character can be automatically granted level 40. Now, this does not say hardcore, so I'm not sure if this is hardcore characters or just your normal characters, but it says per character, and it says individually. Okay. Other changes. We fix an issue with the combat medic talent on the Birdie's Quick Fix not working as intended. Fix an issue where agents being unable to open caches while their inventory is full. That's a good change. Fix an issue with the mortars in the climax mission dealing full damage through props in beat 4 and 7, hitting players below with both the explosion and poison gas. So that's good for that climax mission. And they fixed an issue where the exotic skin textures were not loading properly in the apparel tab inventory. So maybe this fixed the Scorpio. Moving on, we have our seasonal pass. So this is for everyone asking about the prices. So it says here that we have a optional season pass that will be available for all players starting at level 1. And this will be priced at 1,000 premium credits or $10. Now, this is also available to everybody, but while the season pass is accessible from level 1, some of the rewards will not be able to be used until level 40. Additionally, players can opt for a Premium Plus option available for $29.99 or your regional equivalent. Now, this one will bundle up the Premium Seasonal Pass with multiple rewards, and that will also give you some premium credits back. Not bad. And here it is. Look at that. The Season Pass. Division 2 Crossroads. Now, and here we go. It's going to break down both the Season Pass and the Premium Pass. So first up, players with the Seasonal Pass will get 10 dies, 10 weapon skins, 2 outfits, and 2 arm patches, while the Seasonal Premium Pack will give you 3 arm patches, an outfit, an exotic weapon, an exotic gear item, 2 named weapons, 2 named gear items, a high-end brand set, and universal weapon skin. Okay. So the seasonal pass will give us all of this on top of what we're already getting for free. Got it. Okay. And then it says that the premium plus will also give you 400 premium credits. Okay. So everybody will be getting this, the patches, outfit, weapon, or exotic weapon, exotic gear. So that's the Pakhan, the Nimble, the Judd, and the Purist. The 2 new game or named gear items. Oh man, I forgot those 2. Axel, I believe, right? And then the universal weapon skin. Now that weapon skin, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Moving on, we have the one-time offer. Check out this mask. This mask looks sick. I'm loving it. The Bedlam bundle. I'm loving it. It says here, don't miss out on this exclusive one-time offer. Available for $20 or your regional equivalent. It includes 2,000 premium credits plus 600 premium credits, and also the rare Bedlam mask for agents who make their presence known before the first shot is fired. Pretty cool. Now it says here that mission update has been delivered. You are now fully briefed for what's ahead for tomorrow's Crossroads. For anything else, go over to the known issues board on Trello. Pretty cool. But that is it, everybody. That is the entire recap of Crossroads and what's happening tomorrow with the DLC. So I will give you the trailer and I'll give you the dev's little deep dive and we'll get you out of here. But that's it for me. I'm Kamikazevondoom. I hope you have a great day. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
Brooklyn. We've built something here. The bridge. Security. Community. Something worth protecting. But anything worth protecting is worth taking.
Crossroads brings us closer to uncovering the truth behind Sokolova's plans, as agents find themselves in a race against time and the Black Tusk. The modifiers in Crossroads gives the Division franchise fans the opportunity to peel back the years, with modifiers incorporating elements similar to the Division's gear system.
Year 7 Season 1 Crossroads introduces the new global modifier, Hardcore. Reminiscent of the Division, this season players will get their hands on 3 new attributes: firearms, stamina, and electronics, allowing to gain score-based bonuses. The higher the score of the attribute, the greater tier of bonuses you can access, including special bonuses obtainable at the highest 5th tier. 2 cores equals 1 tier. So for example, 6 cores will bump you up 3 tiers. From Tier 1 to Tier 4, each build's core composition will affect the baseline of where the scores start.
Players can also affect the bonuses via gameplay by eliminating enemies with the corresponding attribute marks. For firearms, you gain a critical hit chance bonus that does not count toward the critical hit chance cap. For stamina, you gain bonus armor depending on the amount of damage you take. For electronics, every time a skill is used, your other skill's cooldown is reduced.
This season, Active Modifier's main functionality is to consume the current score bonus in exchange for a powerful temporary boost. The higher the score, the greater tier of bonuses players can access, including special bonuses should players reach the highest tier.
Year 7 Season 1 introduces 5 new active modifiers, with one of them, Broken Link, not requiring to be unlocked and granted together with the global modifier right at the beginning of the season.
Active modifiers truly shine in team play. Activating one near other players increases its duration for each nearby ally, and they all get the score boost too. In short, you'll keep your modifier active longer, while your teammates benefit from an extra tier.
This season's passive modifiers are reminiscent of the talents from the Division. Passive modifiers are directly tied to your current attribute tiers.
For a passive modifier to be activated, you will need to have one or more attributes reaching a minimum tier. For example, as long as you meet the required tier for a specific attribute, the corresponding bonus is active. If you drop below that tier, the bonus will become inactive.
Hostiles are also gaining bonuses this season, shown by the colored marks above them. Firearms mark. Enemies gain movement speed and deal more damage. Stamina mark. Enemies become more resistant from damage. Electronic mark reduces the damage enemies take from skills or attacks to their weak points and further increases their resistance when they have gadgets deployed.
Defeating these enemies adds additional attribute score, allowing you to gain bonuses beyond those awarded by your gear cores alone. Enemies can spawn with up to 3 marks, granting significant boosts.
All in all, Crossroads is a perfect opportunity to diversify your builds, regardless of the numbers of cores they have.
As with every season, Crossroads introduces new gear to collect. The Imminence Armaments brand set, the Measured Assembly gear set, 2 named weapons, Blood and Purist, and 3 new exotics, the Pakhan exotic RPK-74, Nimble exotic holster, and Tinkerer exotic mask available through the Climax mission.
Designed to maximize skill use, the new gear encourages creative loadouts tailored to individual playstyles. Longtime fans will also spot subtle nods to the Division in some of the new items.
We continue working on Seasons 2.0 improvements based on your feedback, and this season is no exception. You can now make progress on seasonal journey objectives while playing in co-op, so grab your friends and dive into the new season together.
Last season, we introduced a change that allowed seasonal XP to be earned through all open world activities. This season, we're boosting that Season Pass XP by 85%.
Among other exciting quality of life updates, one-strap backpacks have officially arrived in the Division 2. While currently limited to shirts and uniforms that hide vests and have front space to accommodate them, more options are on the way soon. And by the way, the new Measured Assembly gear set includes a stylish one-strap backpack, which is available through the free Season Pass track. Don't miss your chance to grab it.
Crossroads brings more exotic skins, starting with Nocturne, an exotic skin specially created to match the new exotic weapon of the season, Pakhan.
Scavenging points are now shared between all characters on your account. Each new character gains access to the shared pool upon unlocking the SHD watch. Hardcore characters will continue to use their own separate pool.
Spending points on one character removes them from the shared pool for all the others, so you cannot use the same points on more than one character.
To compensate for this change, you will receive the maximum number of gainable points from a single character upon your first login in Crossroads. The number of points awarded will be based on your SHD level prior to the update. Players with the Season Pass can gain access to the following premium track rewards: 10 gear dice, 10 weapon skins, 2 outfits, 2 new Prestige Arm patches, and more than that, players can earn 400 premium credits by progressing through the Season Pass on the premium track.
The free track will include one outfit and one weapon skin, allowing every agent to gear up and stand out in the streets of DC.
Celebrate the Battle for Brooklyn DLC and Crossroads release by watching any partner Division 2 Twitch stream during the promo period to earn exclusive Black Tusk themed rewards, weapon skins, trophies, as well as named and exotic caches.
Week 1 rewards are live now through June 2nd, and Week 2 runs from June 3rd until June 10th. Don't miss out.
The Division 2 is coming to Xbox Game Pass on May 27th. Jump in now and claim an exclusive 5-piece EMS outfit available as a Game Pass perk.
New to the game? There's never been a better time to start. We've streamlined onboarding and accelerated early game progression from levels 1 to 12 and introduced milestones caches to help new players explore item variety and dive into build theory crafting right from the start.
Longtime players can also count on some fresh excitement. For the first 2 weeks following the Xbox Game Pass launch, level 40 players can triple their auto-endorsements by answering calls for backup to help newcomers.
And of course, what's summer without a summer event? Crossroads is heating up with a bunch of exciting in-game rewards. Grab your favorite chill drink and get ready. The summer fun is just around the corner.
Complete the project to earn a new outfit and a tricolored skill VFX usable with both the turret and the hive.
Join the official Division Discord channel and share your gameplay tips starting May 29th for a chance to win some cool prizes.
With so many exciting updates on the way, we hope all our agents are gearing up for an awesome summer. As always, stay tuned for more surprises throughout the season.